I am Milton, son of a carpenter, and married. Dad, a carpenter, worked on skyscrapers. Mom, Mary Ann. I am the son of a carpenter, Mary. I get to tell parables. And in this particular one, me and Dad, Blue Light Dad as I call him, are putting up a fence years and years ago. And I asked Dad, how do you turn an angry brunette into a hot blonde? And Dad puts up that next picket and he says, son, I thought I already told you how to do that water into wine thing. And I say, yeah, Dad, I've tried that. The only problem is it makes them even angrier the next morning. And then, Dad goes on to say, what are you doing going after the angry brunettes to begin with, son? They go after those hot blondes. They're a whole lot more easy going. Now, he is right. All of you attractive, a blonde and near blonde girls on college campuses across the country. Try to call me, 424-229-4140, and see your opportunity to have me define graphic art with your beauty. To see it stolen with your call. The devil hates beauty. So, come see me in person. 4260 Eagle Rock Boulevard, apartment 409, Los Angeles, California, 90065. Look for the guy in the wheelchair, growing a new body, slowly but surely. I don't know if you can see the eyes. Yeah, you can kind of see them. Slowly but surely growing a new pair of eyes. Used to be all dark brown. And most of my life started changing in 1996. And now that white part, the center, can be all brown, dark brown, light brown, can be a mix kind of there of the brown, and that can be darker or lighter up close to the black circle there. And yeah, it's constantly changing. If you know a doctor who knows what's going on with that, you got to come see me in person. My doctors can't talk about the 9/11 Flight 93 check, so they can't talk about those stigmatized. I'm a son of a carpenter, I can call them stigmatized. You don't have to talk about the 93 checks. I did an interview for a radio station in New York that just talked about, college radio station. Just talks about my graphic art. I understand I can be very adjustable. Whatever you want to talk about, I can talk about. And yeah, if you know what's going on with those eyes, I know taking vitamins will has accelerated the process. Been taking them for over a year now, and they now catch the light, like you saw with the white there. Oh, here are the 5s I'm talking about. Me asking for 9/11 Flight 93 checks for a decade and not getting one. No certified mail, no non-certified mail, no FedEx, no UPS. About the 93 checks. About any of my attention getting stuff. That has nothing to do with what goes on this side. I use a lot of attention getting stuff. The Osama rumor that Obama is Osama bin Laden's son. Put the two side by side, look at the eyes, and don't be a hater. They're mixing stuff up all over the place. Well, I grew up in Africa to be closer to his dad during those formative years. I haven't gotten a comment by phone or mail with my Tommy Parables I've been doing every day for over a year now. And certainly no comments by phone or mail or internet. I don't think by internet. I'd have to think. I'd look back if there are. There certainly aren't many of them. But I just don't want to be complete. Make that video of whatever you get when you don't get me. Most of the comments on the internet tend to be very bizarre. They have me wondering if they're only allowed to comment on my parables after they've been smoking or something. But I wanted to show my new, just got last month in. I'll show a few of those, and I gotta get to work doing some stuff. Slept in, and yeah, I may have to just stop going to doctors. I've emailed my I've texted. I may have to try a different number for the good nurse that a good friend who started seeing me as a nurse and is very looking out for the needs of her patients, and was able to get me a doctor that comes to visit me that is getting me something that will help me sleep, because all I can assume is that this, the pen, I didn't take it yesterday, I'm not going to take it today, is causing me to have worse than usual sleep problems. Oh, I call it the devil's people walking among us, and all kinds of methods and toys and tools that I don't have to go into, keeping me up. But it is also a very real Dr. Miziz. You see, if I talk about the streets, the unseen business, it's a tendency getting on this side. Gene pool's full of folks taking turns being one person. That's our fun streets. You making a video of your phone not working as you try to call me. 424-229-4140. You got the timestamp on the phone, either your phone or the phone you're making a video of. The phone you're making the video of, you got the number dial, 424-229-4140. Or that other number, 213-675-2138. It's a free phone. If I can find that fire engine flyer. It's a free phone I get because I'm poor. My Gates livelihood. Oh, it's your Gates livelihood as well. You can't reach me right now. 424-229-4140. You have no idea when else your phone won't be allowed to work. I don't know what I did with it. Got to be in here somewhere. That free phone given to me because I'm in a wheelchair and I'm poor and a whole bunch of criteria, different ways of qualifying. It's not a very good phone though. That's why I don't have it on all the time. But it is functional, and it does have a caller ID, a call log. And no, not one 93 chick call through that. The California Lifeline phone. Oh, there it is. See that phone you're making a video of? Has every child in America's lifeline to the firemen, police, paramedics, and that's what you do. You're making a video of something on that side of this video. And it doesn't matter. Those who are hijacking your calls to me are worried enough about the crime of hijacking calls to alter phone records to cover them up. If you've made a call the past few years, check out Milton's call log, a playlist. My last video was about 3-4 months ago. And look for whenever you might occur there. And yeah, that's you not showing up. I think you can guess if your phone's not allowed to work because of political, religious, or business, personal, whatever censorship when you need the fireman, police, paramedics. And it's not always about complete censorship. Sometimes seconds count if they're checking your political party or where you work, who you know. If your phone's not allowed to work, then because of that political censorship, religious, they just placed a cowardly Hussein in our White House right after we got attacked by a whole lot of cowardly Husseins. It's religious, a censorship, but whatever kind of censorship your phone's not allowed to work because of, I think you can guess it's going to be just as newsworthy as me asking for a 9/11 Flight 93 check for a decade and not getting one. So here's what you do. You call me up. You try to call me up in front of every network news anchor, every reporter, known or unknown we've got, and you say, you're fired. We got to hire some news media that are competent. And to tell you the truth, we can all do your job with our phones. Our phones make a video. Cheap California, the free California Lifeline phone makes a video. Can post a video too. So do that, and let me get back to my news. Yeah, I'm just going to have to stop because I can only assume that Dr. Misa down the street is incredibly about as abrupt and insensitive and incompetent as the two cops that knocked on the door, part of religious censorship, part of taunting a man, intimidating a man in a wheelchair. Northeast Eagle Rock card of the man here who management or someone in management wanted me to take it down so they could get the officers' names off of that for their lawyers. Trying to get a man who's dangerous, who's very loud, and has been the last manager was unable to talk to the man in person because her company did not want that. And as part of that, the northeast portion of LAPD is taunting a man in a wheelchair about making an anonymous complaint, and then they're up right at the door drawing attention to who made that anonymous complaint. Well, I haven't been feeling well lately, so I'll have to try and get that done this week. But back to Dr. Misa, who does not, she was condescending as hell trying to get Ambien, sleep medicine for my pain, after she's not doing anything for the other pain. Gabapentin didn't work, and she switched me to something that's not as good apparently. According to who I talked to on the phone, gabapentin's not covered by Medicare anymore. I've talked to other folks who have found that kind of issue, but whatever the case is, switched me to Lyrica, and it doesn't work as well as gabapentin, and that didn't work at all. That's for nerve pain. Pain I have is in my muscles, what the doctors aren't addressing. Growing a new body, the stuff going on with the eyes. And yeah, the doctors can talk to you in circles all they want. You pick up your phone in front of them. Dr. Misa down the street. 424-229-4140. How do you reach this man? Well, it's when my family's life will not be allowed to work, Dr. Misa, because of what you're very actively taking part in. Make that video, post that video. And yeah, come see me in person. We'll travel. Show me the perfect place to build Jesus' immaculate house. Somewhere without any Mormons or arrogant doctors who don't know their job, incompetent as hell, and police who are as arrogant as those two that knocked on the door there. And I talked about how it's our fun street fiction, but if you notice from the video that next day, I was kind of loud. And I noticed the male and female pair there was standing way over there, 10 feet over that way, as the female was being badly representing the law enforcement everywhere. And then all of a sudden just kind of stopped, took off after a butterfly down the street. think she saw my phone or something, and she looked down, saw the phone, and took off down that way. Oh, the phone, I had it out to make a video as I asked 3 times, who are you? Knocking on the door? And they refused to identify themselves as police officers. It was offense. I don't know why I did. I probably shouldn't. I should have called up the 911 and said there's someone knocking on my door. They won't identify themselves. Can you send somebody by to see about them? As it was, after that, I called back the non-emergency police line. He did say yes, that he had some officers respond. Now you don't know what that means. You don't know if they met him at the front out there and said, no, there's no problem. Or if I watched 2 impersonators. Either way, it's not reflecting good. Because either they're representing LAPD in such a very egregiously, is that the right word, bad manner, or LAPD is not doing anything about folks impersonating them at Teak Terrace here. I'll keep a good mind, and hopefully that's why they want the business card. She jotted down on the card there. As I told both of them about the long history of the man down below, the apartment down below. I see quite a few different Mormon, Muslim, African American going in and out of the apartment. And the long history about how she had the manager before had the man in here to show him what was bumping up, how his loud bass was beating up through the door, through the floor, how he was beating on the door to tell me not to make a complaint in a very loud way. And as the woman there, whatever the female name is on that Northeast Eagle Rock card, this was not listening at all. The man, 10 feet he weighed. He waited for the air to clear before he walked up after she kind of chased a butterfly off down in that direction. I noticed that the cop had kind of a genetic characteristics of the guy next door. I don't know if that means anything, but he also did not. He, however, did say, if you need to call us back out, call us back out, reluctantly. And I also got that out of the officer on the phone, because I called to make sure they were actually cops. Enough of that and my bad doctors. Yeah, I'm not going back to me. So I've texted that nice nurse. And if that number doesn't work, she had said to text her at another number. Maybe I'll try that. I'll email her if I got her email. But yeah, I'm supposed to go on Tuesday. I'm not going to do it. That woman, Dr. Misa, has referred me to several. Bishop Bartlett or Barrett, the gastroenterologist that one names the Mormon bishop from that incident when the time when the Mormons can reach me by phone. They show up on that small red phone on Milton's call log playlist. It was the bishop at that Adams Ward Church, and now they're sending me to something that's got an L in it, a Bartlett or Barrett, or doesn't have an L in it. Oh yeah, Dad said, son, what would you do? Talk to them, see why the hell they're always around and they're always around because they 192 have impersonators of me left and right. Look for the documentaries. Find that hard to believe? Pick up your phone, try to call me. Let's see something that has nothing to do with this. On this side, it's on your side. Make that video of America's Hijacked Life Pods. Post it. And yeah, Bartlett, they're all. Allerman is a Adventist cult doctor, and he referred me to the attacking doctor, Antaki, who bizarrely moved from right when he was referring me, moved out of the building Allerman was in and into comprehensive Glendale thing. I think that's where the county LAC USC Keck Medical is. And he promptly did not do what he was, Allerman told me he was going to do, prescribe me something for those, for the kind of stuff that it's a genetic wound, but you know, it makes sense to me. It comes from the bones. Oh, ask and answer Jesus' question. You can call it Trump's question if you want. I mean, I don't know. He's got too big a head already. Ask and answer Jesus' question about Hussein, Barack Hussein Obama, or about Trump. Are they terrorists? Can you reach me by phone? If you can reach me by phone, they're not. If you can reach me by phone, great, your phone works all the time. But I'm thinking a whole large number of folks can't reach me by phone, and that's the answer to the question. I've been gotten 193 check in a decade of asking. No certified mail, no non-certified mail. No, the man from New York did not bring up the 93 checks. Didn't ask about them. He just asked about the imagery and floral imagery and the skyline imagery. He did not ask about anything else. But she has referred me to 3 different. The second one was kind of referred from Dr. Adelman, who cannot handle doing prescriptions, sending, emailing, faxing, whatever, cannot handle responding to the phone calls. As well as, a gastroenterologist with a 7-Up diet. I'm still trying to figure that one out. And except that a devil, Lori, a bitch at one time, liked to drink 7-Up when she was sick. So it's a reference to a personal knock in the back from Louisiana. Enough of my rambling. You got the fun. You just chop off that first 3 minutes. Retell it yourself. And come see me in person. Have Whitwood Travel show the perfect place to build Jesus' immaculate house. Best people to start building with. You gotta do it in person. Because of managed censorship in America that involves doctors in LA. I'm not going back to that. I have to call up and cancel. Kind of blindsided with not getting a good night's sleep, and then a very different sounding nurse calling me up and wanting to do that. I'm going to have to just tell her I'm not doing that. And the reason she had given is part of what I call the Indian street. You can call it whatever you want, or maybe it's just she's worried about Medicare and billing Dr. Misa or billing me for Dr. Misa and a nice doctor that can actually come to the door and prescribe pain medicine, sleep being pain medicine, actual pain medicine that works. But yeah, it's not good in my interest to go back to a very condescending Lori Bitch doctor that wants me in pain and not sleeping. She's just obviously with the Adventist cult folks, part of the Great Wall of Chinese evil tactics involved in that. Make that video. Call up Dr. Misa. She's in the phone book. She's online. Use your speakerphone to try to call me. 424-229-4140. Say, this is my family's lifeline, Dr. Means. How do you use it while you're not prescribing pain medicine or sleep medicine for the man? How do you use your phone to taunt him about his real livelihood of building Jesus' immaculate house? Is the Gates' livelihood a graphic art? What's your part in that? How do you reach him? That's a simple question. Good folks aren't going to have a problem with you, any of those checking posts in 5. In front of 5s, you're going to find in those 25,000 plus, they're in their own folders, all the 5s, big 5s. The better ones are the military mottos and all cops, all firemen and all that. Hand those out at church, your neighborhood. Hand the ones about the Mormons out when you see the Mormons praying, Preying, on your neighbors. Case in your neighborhoods. Put that those 5s on all your neighbors' doors and tell them. Try to call Milton. Ask the Mormons, how do you reach them by phone? Why are you actively taking part in America's High-Tech Lifelines? Get their reaction, folks. I guarantee you get everyone in your neighborhood trying to call me and asking them, how do you reach this man? They're like any con artist. They will write you all. They're sales rep. Enough of that. I gotta get something done. I don't feel like doing it. Got sleep, didn't get good sleep. Once again, I'm just gonna assume I feel the same whether it's 530 blood sugar or 94. I feel the same. I'm just gonna assume that the pen knocking down the blood sugar, if that's what it's in fact doing. Once again, I say this, as at times I say, this is your family's lifeline electronic device. That having low blood sugar causes me not to sleep as well as I should, and I never slept that well to begin with. So yeah, I'm gonna have to. I want to at least call up and cancel. I'll figure something out. We'll find a doctor elsewhere if that nice traveling doctor is not allowed to do her work properly. I'm Milton. Come tell me about that best place to build Jesus as Immaculate House. You can call it an opportunity house if you want. I call it Jesus as Immaculate House because there will be a test at the end. I hear it's pass, fail, or purgatory.